Secretary of State Tony Blinken.
It remains imperative that Israel put a premium on civilian protection. And there does remain a gap between exactly what I said when I was there, the intent to protect civilians, and the actual results that we're seeing on the ground.
The Kerem Shalom crossing from Israel into Gaza will reopen in the next few days for inspections of aid trucks as supplies of water, food, and medicine are running short. Republicans are calling on the Biden administration to cancel an immigration proposal that would end the vetting of most adults who apply to take custody of an illegal immigrant child. Congressman Tony Gonzalez of Texas says bad actors are already exploiting the gaps.
You have all these children that are being exploited, and we don't know what's happening to them, where they're going. It's wrong on all accounts.
A New York Times investigation found that government workers were not able to get into contact with more than 85,000 kids whom they released to sponsors. A woman is in jail after she allegedly tried to set fire to the house where the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born. Video shows a woman dressed in black pouring gasoline on the front porch, windows, and bushes around the house in Atlanta. 2 tourists from Utah were able to stop the woman. Brad Siegel, NBC News Radio.
Could you use a little extra money right now? If you'd like to borrow up to $100,000 and get pre-approved in minutes, call the number we'll give you at the end of this commercial. Our lending partners have already loaned millions of dollars to individuals just like you, and we're ready to lend you up to $100,000 if you qualify. Even if your credit is not perfect, you could use the money to pay off high-interest credit cards, for home renovations, or consolidate existing debt. You can get flexible, easy-to-pay terms. The consultation to find out if you qualify is free. To find out if you qualify for our special financing program, call this toll-free number 24 hours a day. 800-215-0703. 800-215-0703. 800-215-0703. That's 800-215-0703. Important terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Loan amount, annual percentage rate, and term will vary depending on creditworthiness. Applying does not guarantee approval. Account approval is subject to verification and confirmation of your credit history and acceptance by a lender. If you choose to apply for a loan through us, a consumer report will be obtained to evaluate your creditworthiness in connection with your application for credit.
Was your car involved in an accident or just need help with dents? All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. In business for over 30 years. Their highly trained staff and certified technicians and friendly staff are the best in the business and treat each car as if it was their own. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are family owned and offer state-of-the-art equipment and tools to ensure optimum results. They use the latest technology in computerized color matching and specialize in frame repairs. With their modern laser measuring systems, they're OEM certified, and they have 4 locations to serve you. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers offer rental car assistance with free drop-off and pickup services too, and their work has a lifetime guarantee. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers are in Norco, Eastvale, Moreno Valley, and in Fontana. Call them at 1-800-61-MAGIC. That's 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Body Collision Centers. 1-800-61-MAGIC. All Magic Paint and Auto Body says, drive carefully.
The Village Mud wants to remind pet owners of the importance of spaying and neutering. Shelters overflow with unwanted pets. Spaying and neutering helps prevent this and has many health benefits too. That message courtesy of the Village Mud at 6665 East Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. For self-serve pet wash tubs and high-end food and treats for dogs and cats featuring natural and raw. Call the Village Mud 909-624-3020 and like them on Facebook.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point.
When I go, I'm gone.
Are you lonely?
No.
Nah, I knew that was going to be
But I surround myself with people. I mean, I'm always the one cooking for things. Or I'm always the one that decorates first and come to my house. All the orphans that have no place.
I'm going to have no place to go, so
okay,
I can come
okay,
over.
come on over.
And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, the NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station. KCAA celebrating 25 working years on the air. Congratulations to all my guys at KCAA. And it is home to the Asian Oprah, and it is, let's see, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spreaker, Streaker. It definitely is Friday. Even I am running out of words. But I'm so glad you're tuned in. This is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K words, no Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests and series to celebrate that. And today, you can tell it's Friday because guess who's in studio? It is the beautiful Inside and Out. Alon Carter with Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elon Carter. Good morning.
Good morning. There we go. And we already have a heart. Thank you for joining us in the Cashew Gallery. We've got Maria tuned in from Colorado. We've got a new streamer, Emily Thorsby. Thank you for tuning in, Emily. And we just love having people. If you're driving, please do not go to your smartphone and try to put hearts and comments and all of that. Please wait until you are situated and then join us because you just never know what we're going to be tempted to talk about on Fridays. But before we do that kind of talk, let's have breakfast together. We start this last year, every one of my shows, with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich because we all, there's so much out there that is not happy, good news, anything to be grateful for. As soon as you turn anything on, including yourself, just kidding. When you read anything or listen to anything, it's a lot of bad news. Not to say that there isn't concerning things going around in the world, but I want to balance it out by focusing on the good things. What are we grateful for in life? So that's how we start, top of the button. I am grateful for technology that allows me to see my girlfriend once a week on the air on the show. We try to make it more often.
Grateful that I got up this morning and actually was on time because I hit the alarm like so many times. So I'm so happy that I'm grateful that this technology that I can get on at the last minute and see you.
You're absolutely right. You were faster than you usually. I don't see you usually.
I woke up much later too. Like I literally barely woke up. Like usually I'm up much earlier and I'm still not on time.
Well, I'm grateful that we have another day. The planets did not crash into each other last night. So we have another full day, or however much of the day that lasts, or the powers that be decides. But it's another day to live, laugh, love, and learn.
Was there supposed to be asteroids last night? I'm grateful that I didn't know nothing about
it. Any day that we wake up. I mean, just I'm grateful that I don't need to understand how gravitation works and how those stars and suns and moons and all of the activity that goes on. I am not in control of that, and I don't need to understand it, but I'm just glad that it works. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Nope.
Feel free, if you're in the Cashew Gallery, to also put in what you are grateful for, because that's how we are starting. What else
I am grateful for, this has been a challenging 2023. And I am grateful for coming through it. And I'm grateful for everyone else and sending prayers to everyone else, and grateful that everyone is navigating towards the end of the year.
I am grateful that this is the season of joy. I love it.
I'm grateful for Christmas. I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year.
Na, 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 na. Actually, that's a little promo. Yeah, Maria's grateful for people who are positive and can stay positive with all the stresses of the world. Well, I think you have 3 or 4 good examples right here. I'm grateful that I'm going to be singing. My annual holiday sing-along is going to be hosted on Wednesday. So if you want to come, I know your dad, Otis Williams, founder of The Temptations, says you cannot sing, but I disagree. I've heard you sing, and I think you can sing. But Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, we're going to be doing all the holiday favorites. I've got 2 solos, or no, 1 solo for sure, and then a duet with Doctors in the House, Dr. Tiffany Tate, and then her son's playing the oboe for some songs.
You can sing.
Yeah, maybe. What's Trace doing Wednesday? He's not doing anything. Does he sing holiday stuff?
He should be around. You know, we're going to release his new song soon. My dad's featured on this song.
Yee, that's so awesome.
Together, so it's going to be cool. He redid Papa Rolling Stone, and the Temps are on it. So, yeah, you're going to like this one because it's a singing song. You know, it's not. Even though you come and you totally support, it's not a hip hop song. Although Trace does a lot of alternative music, because the stuff that Dr. Marissa likes is the alternative stuff, which I knew because that's the stuff I like too, right? But he doesn't have anything too punchy. But this is actually like really good, like old school pop R&B sing stuff. You know, he doesn't have a lot of songs like that, but you'll like this one.
I am grateful that my friend noticed, even though I never bring it up, that this is really not my kind of music, but I go to support my nephew.
But I didn't know it was that kind of music. Come on now.
I didn't think it was that noticeable.
My friend who is like my brother, he's my agent, and he's from like Wisconsin. And you know, he's about my age, maybe a little younger, and it's totally not his style of music. Like he's such a rock dude. And I complain and tell him to shut up all the time. I'm like, oh, shut up. You just don't like it because it's rock. You need to get this is why you got to hang out with ethnic people, get some soul. And I tease him all the time. Like, you like all kinds of music and dance, right? So I know you're open to everything. He just complains. I can't say the B word, but he complains, right? And I'm like, just groove and be quiet. But he has something he likes. He likes the alternative, because Trace does have some like Post Malone rockish type of songs, and those are his favorites. And I give him a hard time. He comes. Anyone who supports Trace, I'm happy. He comes anyway. But you heard the song because Trace did do it at his show.
Yeah.
It was you know the song, but now he has the one where they're featured on it.
Yeah, and I'm always supportive of my nephew, no matter what kind of music he sings. But it is just
you
wonderful.
You needed some stuff too, and I'm just like,
oh, I know. Shit, I don't like jazz. I just can't believe my sister doesn't like jazz. I mean,
no, I don't like jazz. But you know what I do like? I do like. So my childhood friend, we went to Vibrato last weekend, and she lives way down in Orange County. So she had planned it. She lost her husband. We grew up together. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make an effort to go. I'm gonna really try, right? So we went to Vibrato last weekend, and it's a jazz club, and it's owned by the guy from A&M Records. Oh my God, I know his name. I just went blank this morning. You know who Anyway, it's a really famous jazz club on the top of Beverly Glen. The food was delicious, and this band was almost like it was Herb Albert. Yes, of course. How can I forget Herb Albert? And this band was so good, but it wasn't jazz. It was almost like 30s, 40s. I forgot the name of that era. I'm trying to think. No, it was blues.
Big band.
Yeah, kind of big band. But she did an eclectic of a lot of different songs, and it was such a good show. And I knew that you would like it because she even walked through the audience and people got up and danced, but we couldn't stop eating because we love to eat. We're doing what we were doing at 15 years old because we've known each other since we were 15. So now our kids, well, her kids are adults. Mine are almost adults. We're going back to our teenage years. And so I have to invite you there. It was so good. That band was
I
good.
would love to.
I mean, it's a jazz place, so I have to check because I don't have the tolerance for the do 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 do. It makes me want to slap somebody. Not saying they're not good. The musicians are great, but it's abstract. I don't like it. It makes me cuckoo.
Now, was this? There was Bobby Wilson live. Melissa Enrico, was that her?
The girl, yes.
Okay, Melissa Enrico. White Christmas and Other Colors with special guest.
It was like last week or the weekend before. It was the weekend before.
Okay.
Sorry, my eyes are watering.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
She had an amazing voice. Like she could sing too. I was like, oh, I'm so impressed. I'm impressed with people that can sing with any of that.
For sure.
We did an interview the other day, my dad and I. And
you
like,
did?
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't want to hear her sing. I was like, you be quiet.
Oh, yeah, he said that. I'm gonna have to
confirm it. He loves to confirm.
What? Yeah, this was mean. How did he? This is the founder of the Temptations. Normally a very nice guy.
You know what? They've teased me since I was a little kid. I don't care. I tease my mom about her cooking. She can't let me do the cooking and she do the singing because she can sing and hold a decent note. She can't.
Yeah. What did he say your voice sounds like?
He'd rather hear a fat baby fart.
He'd rather hear a fat baby let gas out. Just in case we can't say that. I can't believe he said that.
You can't say that word. Flatulence.
Well,
air pockets.
No.
Other names.
Toot.
Air.
Anyways, back to the gratitude sandwich.
Okay.
We're done on the top of the bun. Let's go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself? Because frankly, if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork you expect other people to approve of you? And this is when I be at my BS, my belief system is that good mental health starts with self-care. And if you don't know how good you are, not that you're perfect or not that you're all that, but you're 88% fabulous. You know, everybody is, right? Unique, one of a kind, wonderful. So if you can't identify what you like about yourself, you're going to be like really miserable because you're constantly looking at who likes me, literally with the number of likes. So instead, I want you to work your muscles, especially during the holidays when it's a little bit nuts out there and people aren't maybe their nicest. Some people are, some people not. So can you anchor yourself in things that you like about yourself? So I'm going to say, I am articulate. I like that about myself.
You are very articulate. I like that I am very intuitive.
I appreciate that I am loving 88% of the time.
I appreciate that I am loving, but also very vindictive 90%. Take it how you resonate with it. I'm going to get you back if you get me. That's not a positive thing, but I like that about myself.
I appreciate that I own my beachiness.
Yeah, you do? You don't act like that very much.
No. Well, that's because you don't hear what's going on up here. Like if someone is mean, I just go, I smile and I say, if I look like you, I'd be miserable too. But I don't say it out loud.
Okay, I appreciate that I say exactly how I feel, because if you act like that to me, I'm gonna tell you and then walk away. I appreciate that I have no problem. I have no filter. My kids say I have no filter because I have a hard time with getting approval and wanting approval from other people because I don't want approval. When I know that you're not nice to me and you don't want to talk to me, I just look at you and go, oh, okay. And I just walk away. And then I always know that later on down the line, I'm going to have some kind of interaction with you and you're going to try to talk to me and I'm going to pretend like I don't know you. I won't be mean. I'll just be like, hi, oh, I don't remember you. And that's how I'll get you back. I pretend like I don't know people. I'm like, you wait. I'll see you again. You'll know someone who knows me, and I'm gonna pretend like I don't know you.
Look at and that beautiful smile she just said that with. Um, I appreciate that I can get back up when someone like, shoots
That's
me
great.
with something.
That is great. I like that one.
Yeah. Last one. Go ahead.
I have another one.
Yeah.
I had one. I had a thought and it just went away.
It just went away.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I'll do a stand-in. I appreciate that. I love to laugh. Oh no! I have a better one. This is a new one because I just did the shop in my closet where I switch out winter, spring with fall.
My mom just did that.
I mean, whatever. And it's like buying new clothes because you forget what you have, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate my ability to dress like $1 million and spend 5 digits less, 5 zeros less than the million to buy. And like I love it. I would say 88% of people who first meet me think and say, "Are you a fashion designer?" Which is such a compliment. So
yeah, you do have your own style.
thank
Someone asked me that last night. So I sent you stuff on IG because I went to an event last night. I want to talk about it because I keep saying I want to have my girls because we were going to have her on the show.
Yeah.
For Single Moms Planet. And, my cousin who's been going through so much, she actually came. Benita came. Yes. I sent it on IG and I sent you some of the pictures. She posted some pictures and I posted some of the pictures because I'm on the board of the Single Moms Planet. So of course I have to come. And it was at the Lucid car showroom in Beverly Hills. And first of all, that car is fabulous. It's an electric car. It's a beautiful car. And the miles are 500. It's like double even the electric car that I used to have.
Wow.
The same price range. It's a bit pricey, but it's in the same price range. Anyway, we had this event and we had these speakers and they were phenomenal. These women were phenomenal. So much power in that room. So I just wanted you to post some of that event from last night. It was such a beautiful event. And it's just really the next event coming up. You have to come. It was so beautiful.
I don't remember getting an invite to this one.
They had a band because I forgot about it. They wrote me last. They were like, "You're gonna come tonight." I was like, "Yeah." I totally forgot. Right? I have had so much going on. I really forgot. That's what I didn't tell you.
I'll forgive you.
What was I gonna say? Oh, and they had a band. They had a jazz band, but the jazz band started playing like Michael Jackson and all kinds of stuff. And the showroom and the music was so good. So good. And so because it was last minute, I actually took my mother with me because it was last minute.
How is Mama?
She's good. She's got to, go do some follow up to see what our next steps are this week coming up. But she's actually getting out a little bit. This is the first week she's been able to actually go out and do stuff. She's going to have to probably be locked down again soon. So we're trying to get her out a little bit. So before she's going to have to go see later.
Right. Yeah, all the treatment. But
so that event was really nice. And yes, you do have to come to the next one. Okay. And yes, I didn't tell you because I forgot. And I know that because you live so far, I have to give some notice. I can't tell you like the night before the same day.
I know. Yeah, because a planner I am, spontaneous I am not. My calendar is like full up till February.
Right. So for sure you would have loved it, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm just happy that Benita is
well, I didn't know she was gonna even come. Like I just said, look, my mom was saying, just why don't you tell her because she needs to try to get out because she lost her brother and her father within 2 weeks and she's got some other stuff going on. And I really didn't think she would go because she could barely walk because her foot's still messed up.
Yeah, she broke her foot first and then
she was even having a hard time walking last night, but she actually said, "Oh, okay." So it was kind of nice.
Oh,
and it wasn't late. It was early. It started at like 5. So it was only like a 2-hour thing. So I think that helped. If it was late, she probably wouldn't have come.
Yeah. Well,
it was good to see it. I want you to see it.
Okay. I'll definitely take a look. Yeah. I just love my life. I don't know if I told you I got asked to cover the Emmys this year.
You did?
Yeah. I know. That's like huge. And then I went to dinner with my new she found me on, and this is why people who hate social media, it's like, you're just like, what is that? Cutting off your nose to spite your face. You're throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
That's the new world, right? That just people are having a hard time adapting that that's how the world is. We come from a different generation, very old school. You can criticize all you want. It's just not how it's going to be. Like that world is the younger generation, and that's how they move. They don't know our world. They like you guys. So you just have to learn how to adapt. Sometimes my mom's like, you're on IG and all you do is sit on the phone. I go, I'm reading a lot of articles because I have vertigo. I used to read a lot of books and love books since I was a little kid. And since I've had this vertigo for so many off and on, the books bother me reading on the paper now. So, but I like to do a lot of research. And so I go, I'm not looking at, I do look at pictures and stupid stuff, but for the most part, I'm actually always looking at different things all over the world and studying, which I like to do.
Yeah, that's great. And that's a part of you that you appreciate, I appreciate. And that is it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa and
Elon Carter
here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on KCAA, celebrating 25 years young. AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. And you are tuned into our very special and fun every Friday to move us, tempting us to move into the weekend on this very special series. Now, we've been on a little while now. This is not the newest series on my station, on my show. But if you free subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can get that playlist that has all of Alon and I on it from all of our shows. And we just love you to join us, like Maria and Emily in the chat today. What are you tempted to? Oh, wait, I haven't given us a gratitude.
Sorry, I have to film us for a second.
Oh, okay. And thank you for joining us for breakfast. And I promise you, if you have breakfast with us every day for 28 consecutive days, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. So thank you.
We'll sandwich you literally.
There's so many places I could go with that.
I know, that's why I said it.
I know you wanted me to say something about the mayonnaise, but I'm not going to.
I didn't say anything about the mayonnaise, but my mother puts mayonnaise on everything. We tease her so much.
I wasn't even talking about that.
Either it's mayonnaise or applesauce. That's why we don't let her cook.
Oh, that's
mayonnaise on everything. We don't let her for that very reason.
Why are you taping? Hi. Love you guys. What are we talking about today? What are you tempted to talk about? I'm going to talk about a Happy 88 tool because during the holidays, it's really, really easy to see the worst in situations, see the worst in people, throw up your hands and go, what's wrong with people? So it's called BOD, which stands for Benefit of the Doubt. So BOD, when you see something that you think is like, what? And you want to go to worst case scenario, use your muscle of BOD, which says, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you really do not know what you're saying or what you're doing, and you're just having a 12% day. That normally you're like super cool person and you care and you're not going to, your intent, which is, I want to be nice, is equal to your impact, which is you are nice. But sometimes, I think I'm nice, but I say something accidentally and someone takes it the wrong way. Like, I'll give you a great example.
That will parlay into what I was going to think about talking about this.
Oh, good. So I'll just give you a quick example. I said to this woman, what flavor of Asian are you? Because I'm Asian and she was Asian. And my intent was, to make easy conversation and man, she was not happy. It cost me a job.
What?
It cost me a consulting job. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, unfortunately, goes back to acceptance, right? And in my interpretation, acceptance of who you think I am, and it's almost like same thing in the black race. Africans don't want to associate with black Americans. Black Americans don't want to be called African. We don't like to be called Jamaican. It's like saying that we're all the same when saying that Japanese and Chinese, they don't like that. Filipino, no, don't say that. It's the same thing with black American people because we're really watered down here, right? So a lot of African or you know different cultures don't consider us African descent because we've been here 600 years. So we're mixed with all kinds of stuff. So I get it. Saying that, new cultures that come here, we've been here forever, but other people that have migrated into the US want acceptance from the Europeans. So they tend to get offended because it seems like the ethnic races, even though it's not what I was going to talk about, the ethnic races want acceptance, right? And that's why we have the problems we have. We don't even get along with each other as ethnic people because we still want the acceptance of what America's standards are. So we go against each other, which we have to learn not to do that, to unite as one and stop like that. So this is why I was going to talk about going into 2024. There's so many predictions coming out and they're scary. Like these are, and I'm not saying like you take everything to heart, but when I do look at TikTok, somebody brought it up to me last night. And I said, that's so funny. I saw that too. And it's scary because you have all these people who some are really gifted spiritually. What's going to go on? Because they're saying we're going to have World War III. We've got what's going on in Israel. It's so, I can't even look at the videos. And my friend who's Jewish and my husband's part Jewish. So this is not anti-Semitic. She was saying to me about what's going on. And I said, listen, I know people that are Palestine. I know people that are Jewish. I don't think anybody's child should get killed. I don't give a, rats, what, if you're a Martian, like the children from me. And so we had this talk. And it's like we haven't learned anything from history. So given what some of these psychics are saying, we're going to have a huge war. They're going to, China wants to hit America, right? So everyone's coming at us because we always stick our nose in everything when we should mind our own business. We should mind our own business. This is why we get into all this stuff because we want power. America's losing right now. And as far as power, because we get involved too much. And, we're going to have these earthquakes. And I just think that we're the planet, what you're talking about, we're in a new age of Aquarius where the veil is being taken off and we're being exposed to so much. And we're starting to learn like more about a higher vibrational level of spirituality and seeing things that we didn't see before, that it's more spiritual. It's not religion, it's spiritual. We've been taught religion. And I think that, and I believe in God, but I do believe that the religious based thing is just wrong. And I was raised Catholic. I have my cross on. I don't think that that's what we should have been taught. I realize now a lot of things, and I've gone to the Vatican. I've traveled all over the world. It's a lot of stuff we're taught is not right because the Bible's been altered and it's been written by a man. Doesn't mean I don't believe in the Bible. Some things I do, some things I don't. It's been written by man. And even as a Catholic person, the Jesus that we see on the picture is the 14th Pope's son. People don't realize that. That picture is a person who was not a good person. If you do the history, if you look him up, he was not a good person. He killed. He was Michelangelo's lover, supposedly, if you look at all this stuff. And we praise this picture because that's what we've been taught. We've been taught. So just saying for 2024, let's just hypothetically say some of these things will happen. How do we prepare to protect ourselves, protect our family, try to be very vigilant and aware because people are starting to get scared, people are acting out. And I think whatever's going on in the air, people are inhaling something. And like you said, that lady snapped at you. I've seen behavior that I've never seen before. I don't know if it's in the foods or it's in the air. I don't know what's going on, but people who have been normal are not acting normal. And I think that that's something that we should address, that there's actually something more to what's going on than what we know, because people aren't acting normal.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give my, Pollyanna response to all of that. This is my opinion. And I'm not saying that there are not things to be concerned about and that it isn't, the facts are things are escalating. Facts are there is more. Yesterday was Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah to those who are in that faith. My mom was like unofficially adopted by a Russian Jewish woman. I don't know if I told you that. So I have something in common with Keith. I have an Uncle Moishi, an Aunt Penny, an Aunt Ethel. I know how to hide the matzah. And so I grew up in that faith when in the summers when I used to spend it with my grandma Blanc. Mm-hmm. So it hurts my heart when I hear this anti-Semitism now that's going around that never was before because of what's going on in Gaza. I covered an event at the Museum of Tolerance, and it's a no-win because, yes, we don't want civilians killed. And at the same time, there's horrible things that are happening from the terrorists. The Hamas, are not Palestinian in the sense that the people of Palestine, they are terrorists.
But they're not the whole race of Palestinians either.
Exactly.
They're punishing those Palestinian people.
Yeah.
That's what people don't understand.
Yeah. And here's the thing though. In any of those things, I could spend a day arguing or talking or being concerned about all of this stuff that's going on. And that day will never come back. And if I get all hyped up in that, it's called fear. And fear stands for future events already ruined. I cannot control all of that, the 88% of all of that is leading to the fear. I cannot control that. I have no control over that. I have control over what's in my hula hoop. So every day, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. If I hear something bad about a race or a person or whatever, and I have no control over them, I'm not even going to go there because then I'm going to waste the time that I'm never going to get back. So the tool benefit of the doubt extends into that. And it is our choice what we talk about. And if you want to choose to talk about something you cannot control that makes you irritated, angry, volatile, revengeful, afraid, depressed, that's your choice, boo-boo. You don't have to do that.
No, but I'm not talking about that.
I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking
about what's going on over there. I'm saying that just things that are going on in the world.
Yeah.
Here, and the predictions for 2024 are talking about earthquakes, bad hurricanes, all this stuff. So people just need to be aware of this year coming up. If we have to deal with worse weather, if we have to deal with earthquakes, just have preparations for food, have preparations for water. Nothing that I can control, but prepare for anything that could be coming up because there's been so many things that are happening, and we hope that nothing happens. We're just saying that if you do believe in the end, I don't believe in the end of times at all. I just think it's transformation. But if you look at Revelations and all that stuff, a lot of stuff has kind of been unfolding. So I just think that people need to be more vigilant and prepared and be kinder. Because I think if we can change the vibration of the planet, we can go into a different phase. We're not changing the vibration because what we're doing and how we're acting out and how people are acting crazy. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the vibration. I just use that as an example that we should have learned from history, not to repeat what they're doing in Israel is what was in the Bible. Like, don't keep doing that. So we have to change the vibration all over the planet so we can transition into a different light for everybody so we can start protecting each other. We can't just get caught up in that turmoil and just keep perpetuating of ethnic cleansing. It's just stupid, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. And that's the balance. I'm not saying that I just pretend like nothing's going on. Of course, you get water, be prepared, in case something happens, you want to, make sure that you are prepared. But I'm saying that there's prepared and then there's worry, anxiety, the hyper vigilant. And so everything you see, you're afraid. That's what I'm talking about. Let's not
No,
go
I'm
there.
not afraid. I just think that people act like nothing's going on.
Not you.
No, I'm just saying that people should know that always have a full tank of gas if in case you have to do something. I don't think that a scare tactic, and hopefully nothing will be like that. Just always have a backup. Like we all have electric cars now, right? So have a gas car if you can, right? Always have a way to get out of here if you can, if you have to go somewhere else. What if the we have a shutdown on all the electrical stuff? Like, what if everything, like the internet, everything goes out? I just watched that movie and I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. That's an earlier one. Dr. Omega, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could make it, and I'm so glad to read your comment because it is related to the last comment I made to you on Troy's show. When you were on Maria's show last week and I was on Troy's show, Dr. Omega was talking about stuff that was concerning about Twitter. And he's saying here now, I stopped dealing with politics altogether and was super happy. And then sites started changing their feeds to make you see it even when you don't want to. And I know my choice to look at all. So that was my point, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, and I'm proud of you that you understand that it is your choice, which is the bone that I have to pick with Orville Nation because he keeps telling me I need to do stuff on Twitter, and I canceled my, I'm not on Twitter anymore because
I'm not on Twitter at all because they were asking me when I got on the show to do Twitter. I'm like, I have a Twitter, but I don't even know how to use it. So I don't post anything on there. I do have, so I do have a TikTok. And what I'll do is if it's starting to show me too many things that I don't like, I will post something, or I'll go on and do something about music, or I'll do something about food. Like I'm looking for food. So it'll change the algorithm, because if you like something, it will keep giving you the algorithm that it knows. And the phone listens to everything you say, even when it's off. So even when you're trying not to look at it, it'll pull it up. I don't really pay attention to politics at all. I think everybody, I now know, I didn't used to be that way. It's all the same to me. They're all the same. Unfortunately, people used to say that, and I don't want to accept it. I don't you know what? I have to even stop watching the news now because it will shape how you think of.
It does. That's why I don't listen to
the world, and you'll base your opinions, or you'll have a mentality towards a group just based on what you see.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't do that. But I think that's part of evolving and maturing and getting older and coming into the decision of, listen, I have to make my own decision based on my interactions. And
I used to have a series during the pandemic called From Headlines to Heartlines.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take the headlines and turn it from going in that fear direction, worst case scenario, calamity, paranoia, and then anchor it to your heart and look at what you can do. So anytime you hear something horrible, like what we were just talking about, now what can I do to change that vibration, as you were saying, is, you know what? I'm going to talk about the good that has come out of whatever it is.
Well, that's what I talk about 2024. That was bringing all this full circle, not to be a negative way, to say what we can do in 2024, because it's been such a challenging year for so many people. That was my whole goal. That's what I brought all that stuff up, because this is what we've been dealing with. But 2024, we want to prepare in case we have like any storms, any earthquake, any bad weather. I'm not, they're going to do what they're going to do, in the world, but we have to prepare each person for their families what they can do. That doesn't mean something disastrous is going to happen.
Right.
That we do 2024 that's positive.
Yeah. Dr. Omega says plan for the future, but live in the present. He says it's frustrating in this world that we have to arm wrestle with what information we get exposed to. I'm glad you brought that up. I do have a chart that I pull up every time someone says, but the news says, and then I will pull this up because it isn't the news. It is a biased presentation that a producer wants to give you so that you will get either upset. If it bleeds, it leads. So anytime someone says da 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 da, I say, where did you hear that? Before I react. So
Right.
if you're getting your news from Fox News, hello, far right, far left, CNN, constantly negative news. I go to the middle, BBC, NPR, Reuters. It's not perfect, but if I'm gonna look at the news, I want to make sure I know where that's from. So you can get that anywhere. My trusty assistant Google and Siri found that for me, so you can find that too. And if you just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, it is Friday, so it is Tempting Conversations with Dr. Marissa and
Elon Carter.
And I'm just going to go and do a quick promo of one of my longtime show sponsors. It is Timeless Treasures, and I'm going to show you a little, let's see if I can get to it. Here we go. This is a Dr. Marissa reporting live. I was having some fun. They are on this 11 days of Christmas. And let's see if I can pull the right thing up here, give you a proper advertisement, because I want you to go visit them in Huntington Beach this weekend. It is Timeless Treasures Boutiques. They are the Arts Central. For 13 years, Dawn and Karen, the Timeless Treasures Boutique girls, have worked tirelessly creating free pop-ups and community events featuring local artisans and fine craftspeople. They celebrate and support local American craftsmanship with micro business, and Timeless Treasures Boutiques just highlight everything you need for the holidays and more. So as the countdown to Christmas is coming up, you've got 11 consecutive days of the most unique, wonderful items that they've collected with local artisans. And one of them is my bonus mom. Some of you know she just turned 91, and she is absolutely still doing arts and crafts. And one of the reasons why she doesn't look 91, she doesn't act 91, and I would love it if you could go and visit her at Timeless Treasures Boutiques. Let's see if I can show that one thing that I wanted to. Let's see. This is a little video. See if you can see it. It's not showing up. All right. Let's try this one more time. Nope. Okay. I think I did a good commercial. I want you to come down, Alon, and visit my mom. I don't think I've introduced you for. I think you talked to her on the phone once. But yeah, she truly is. She does felted hats. She does fuzzy vests. She does so many amazing things. So I want you to get your holiday buying on. It's at the corner of Gothard and Edinger in Huntington Beach. Just go to www.timelesstreasuresboutiques.com and I'll see you there. All right, we're back to the topic at hand is 2024. So what do you intend and what would you like to see happen in 2024 instead of the things that people are predicting that are not positive? Alon, take it away.
My pies. I've been making so many pies. You know what? I've had a couple of days break, actually. My dad wants to sponsor my pies because he keeps ordering them, thank goodness. And I've actually been doing very well. I've only, like the last 3 days, I haven't had a chance to I haven't had orders, which is quite interesting. But someone did give me one good review, and I'm so not happy about it. So I made this pie to tell my story. I'm going to find out who that person was.
Where is the site again, so I can pull it up?
Well, no, I don't. I will tell you first. So my pies are delicious, right? So the lady wrote that the pie was really good, and I had this problem with one other person. Um, the boxes are marked fragile, right? I pack them really well, but I can't help what the post office does, and they smushed your pie. So she wrote on there, she gave me 3 stars, had all 5 stars, but she could have just contacted me. Is a little thing that irritated me because I said I would give her a new one. I would send her a new one. So she gave me 3 stars. She said your pie was delicious, but it got smushed. Well, I'm not responsible for the post office. I did pack it really well, but I don't know if it took a long time. So
Well, I think Dr. Omega, you're going to need to.
I give her a free pie.
Yeah, tell her to take back the review.
She ate it and said it was good. But she talked to me. I was like the post office. I actually had that problem with one other person, but I've only been open a month and I've made at least 60 of them. So I guess that's not so bad.
No, it's not. This is the one that Keith forgot to bring to me when I was.
I know the cake. The butterscotch cake is the best. Like people I made the butterscotch cake and the cakes, the ones people that have ordered that wrote on there like amazing reviews, like how much they love the cake. Even Pierre, I made the little one for him, and I made you one too. And he's like, "Oh my God, that was the best thing ever."
And I didn't get mine, but
I'm gonna make you one. Just when we have plans, because I want it to be fresh and make it that day. Because what I do is I make my pies fresh, and I only freeze them for one night. Like I probably should freeze it a little bit longer. I freeze it for one night. They're actually souffles, so that's why it's really fragile when you send them out because it's more of a souffle than a pie. But I want to make that clear. It's a souffle.
I have had a bite of this. I've had a piece of this. When I first met Alon, she gave me a piece. It was the best sweet potato pie I've ever had in my life.
It's my great grandmother's recipe. Because it's a souffle. Really, it is. Because the ingredients are different than a sweet potato pie. That's why it tastes so different.
Yes. I don't even know what's being shown, but I'm flipping through the pictures. Hopefully you can see it.
Somebody asked me to make a video. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't put the video on of what I put in the pie.
Oh, yeah. Then the recipe's gone. Yeah. Well, you can do it like I do. I don't show the whole recipe.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I make people, there's a fruit cobbler.
Yeah, I made a peach cobblers the other night and sent those off, and those were really, really delicious. The cobbler was amazing. Ate it in one night, and so everybody in the house was upset because they didn't get any. I mean, I made
pissed too.
He ate the entire thing, and then the person actually lived in LA. I delivered it to them, and then I made the ham cobblers, and sent those out, and they were really good.
Are you seeing the close-ups when I put in? Because I can't tell what you're seeing.
I can see like there's a chocolate salted caramel. That one's really, really good. The chocolate salted caramel, people like that. I'm not a big chocolate person. It is really delicious and very moist. I'm just not a big chocolate person, but people that like chocolate love it. And then I could see the butterscotch.
Okay. Can you see this one? I'm pulling up the bread. Is it showing
It's just showing all of it.
Oh,
it's okay.
All right. But here's the deal. These are really good pictures. Did you do the pictures?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed, especially the one in the pie. That is
pie.
Yeah, that one sweet potato pie. Look, that's awesome. You got a lot of thumb. People gave us the finger on and the hearts on that one. Not that finger, but the other finger. Let's see. Yay, another person who doesn't like chocolate.
That's why I make the butterscotch cake, and everyone loves chocolate, and someone's just sing a jingle. Well, my dad
Grace. You said Grace should sing the jingle.
Well, that's true, but Otis wants to sponsor the pie. He called and said, "Oh, it's so good." He's ordered them for so many people in the group. They're like, "You need to back your daughter's pie."
Good. Maria wants
that to me.
Maria wants the banana one.
You know who makes the banana one? Honestly, London. London makes the banana bread. It's amazing. She does the banana bread. That's
all right. Backgammon and banana bread.
And someone just got one with chocolate chips. She made one with chocolate chips recently.
Oh,
chips. You can put chocolate chips, whatever you want. But she's really good at the banana bread.
Awesome. I actually have a family recipe. My father's recipe for banana bread as well. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever showed you. I have this little thing. This is my, these are all the people who are not dead, but they're just on the other side that are very important to me. So there, I was telling you about my Grandma Blum. See her in the corner. That's my Grandma Blum, Russian Jewish woman. She escaped from Russia because she was a Jew. And this is my cousin, my favorite cousin, George. He died suddenly of a heart attack. This was my best friend from grad school, Michael. He died of AIDS. And this is my father, my Chinese dad, Dr. David Pei, who lost his fight with lymphoma. But I put all the, this is like right by me all the time because I know that they're still here supporting me and loving me. So yeah, that's my my power band. They are always supporting me. Aww. All right, looks like we are counting down. Let's see what the Cashew Gallery has said, and then it will be time for your final word. We've got a butterscotch fan in Dr. Omega. We already got that. Marissa's nice. And Dr. Omega has a new marketing tagline for you.
Oh, really?
You can't resist the temptation of a large pie. I think that's pretty darn good.
You know what? If I don't change the name, Otis wanted me to put Otis Williams Sweet Temptations. I'm like, yeah, but what about me? I'm making the pie.
Well, he's sponsoring your pie, and his name will sell.
Yeah, if he put some money behind it. I'm doing that.
Hey, you were saying he didn't support you with your modeling. He's supporting you on your pie, so be grateful.
Be grateful.
Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Okay. Beggars
can't.
Final
word from you. Final word. Final word.
Final word is have a wonderful weekend and have a beautiful holiday, getting prepared for the upcoming big day for Christmas.
Happy, happy, happy holidays to everyone. Set some intentions for 2024 that are not based on fear, not based on anger or resentment, not based on emotional baggage you're dragging from your past into your present, because time is not like money. Money you can invest, lose, make again. Time you will never get back. So my final word is make even this last few weeks before the new year, count every single minute. More joy, more love, more wonder, bliss, serenity, creativity, innovation, because that is who you are. One of a kind, wonderful, and that is my final word. As always, my beautiful Inside and Out co-host. Her name is Alon Carter. She's I forgot to do the formal, but everybody knows you already. Yeah. Okay, wait. Oh, Alon has a burgeoning career acting in small sci-fi plays. From I was laughing my butt off.
Oh, first of all, I Maria had to help me with the sci-fi, right? Because London's the sci-fi person, so I had to try to get into the character of the sci-fi. But the voices the guys did were so good.
The stinky guy was really funny.
Oh, really, really good.
It was really funny.
Great.
And Dr. Omega saying, have an Omega-rific weekend. Absolutely. I think we're getting the 30 seconds now. It is all about balance, folks. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa. Love streaming from my loving room with Alon Carter. Wishing you the
KCAA Loma Linda. The Legacy KCAA 1050 AM and Express 106.5 FM.
NBC News Radio, I'm Brad Siegel. President Biden is praising the latest jobs report. The U.S. economy added nearly 200,000 jobs in November, and the unemployment rate fell to 3.7%. That was above economists' expectations. The president noted the unemployment rate has remained below 4% for 22 months in a row, and inflation is coming down. He said, however, prices are still too high. His top priority, he says, is to lower costs for Americans. The Israel-Hamas war rages on in the Gaza Strip. Israeli forces are moving forward with their assault on the southern part of the region. It comes as the U.S. has warned Israel it must do more to protect civilians while it fights Hamas. Secretary of State Tony Blinken.
It remains imperative that Israel put a premium on civilian protection. And there does remain a gap between exactly what I said when I was there, the intent to protect civilians, and the actual results that we're seeing on the ground.
The Kerem Shalom crossing from Israel into Gaza will reopen in the next few days for inspections of aid trucks as supplies of water, food, and medicine are running short. Republicans are calling on the Biden administration to cancel an immigration proposal that would end the vetting of most adults who apply to take custody of an illegal immigrant child. Congressman Tony Gonzalez of Texas says bad actors are already exploiting the gaps.
You have all these children that are being exploited, and we don't know what's happening to them, where they're going. It's wrong on all accounts.
A New York Times investigation found that government workers were not able to get into contact with more than 85,000 kids whom they released to sponsors. A woman is in jail after she allegedly tried to set fire to the house where the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born. Video shows a woman dressed in black pouring gasoline on the front porch, windows, and bushes around the house in Atlanta. 2 tourists from Utah were able to stop the woman. Brad Siegel, NBC News Radio.
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
No, it's Super Roth!
Okay, a gimmicky opening for a commercial about Super Roth Universal Life Insurance, but I'm sure it got your attention. Now, what is a Super Roth, you ask? It's a permanent indexed universal life insurance that's totally liquid and easily accessible once it matures. Can be used to supplement retirement savings or a death benefit, or both. Has no income or contribution limit. Has no 5-year rule like Roth IRAs. Has no 10% penalty for accessing the funds before age 59 and a half. Oh, and the average historical returns are 5 to 7% annually, tax-free. Super Roths also lock in gains, which means you don't lose your money when the market is down. Sounds incredible, right? Sounds super? Super Roths are the way of the future, specifically your future. To see if you qualify for a Super Roth, go online to thesuperroth.com.
Open for takeout and delivery, El Tapiac Mexican food restaurant in the Tri-City Center of Redlands is back. Their entire family is on hand to serve up their delicious burritos, machaca, chorizo, huevos rancheros, steak and eggs, just part of their mouth-watering great food. Since 1531, people have marveled at the miracle of El Tapiac, and now you can marvel at the great food the Lugo family has been serving up for over 2 decades, nestled quietly in the corner of the Tri-City Center shopping mall next to Burlington Coat Factory. Support them. They can't wait to serve you some of their delectable, authentic, south-of-the-border Mexican fare at great prices, served up with love. Support the area's best-loved Mexican food restaurant in these tough times. Order up a tasty meal on the phone for delivery or takeout for breakfast, lunch, or dinner from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 909-307-0017. That's 909-307-0017. Or Google El Tapiac Redlands and treat yourself.
It's that time of year again. No, not the holidays. Medicare open enrollment. And if you have questions about Medicare, you should talk to the local experts, Paul Berich and Associates. Paul and his agents are certified with plans that are accepted by most of the medical groups in our area. Call 909-793-0385. Their service is free, and after 42 years in the business, their agents are trained to help you pick the plan that's right for you.
The Village Mud wants to remind pet owners of the importance of spaying and neutering. Shelters overflow with unwanted pets. Spaying and neutering helps prevent this and has many health benefits too. That message courtesy of the Village Mud at 6665 East Foothill Boulevard in Claremont. For self-serve pet wash tubs and high-end food and treats for dogs and cats, featuring natural and raw. Call the Village Mud 909-624-3020 and like them on Facebook.
KCAA Radio, Loma Linda, where no listener is ever left behind.
listening to the Tahibo Tea Club radio show, hosted by Milan Vukovic, founder of the Tahibo Tea Club.
Now, talking about diabetes, it's one of the easiest diseases that one can actually see our tea working on a daily, weekly basis because they're taking their blood sugar measurements on a daily basis. So let's say a diabetic is taking on average 40 units of insulin per day, and so they need to take their blood sugar daily because some days they'll be taking 30 units of insulin and other days they'll be taking 50 units. Well, that's a huge change of 40% that they need to know about. So they keep taking their medication, they start drinking a tea. In 2 to 3 weeks, they'll notice they only need 30 units of insulin on average per day. In 4 to 6 weeks, they'll notice they only need 20 units of insulin per day. And in 6 to 8 weeks, they'll notice they only need 10 units of insulin per day. And in 8 to 10 weeks, they'll notice that they don't need to take insulin anymore. So even though the complete healing period is 2 to 3 months, they can see the healing right before their very eyes. Now, the reason it's important to continue taking insulin or any other medication that a person is on is because the tea is not a drug that is replacing a drug that the person is taking. The tea is literally healing the organs to do what they were supposed to do in the first place. And let's face it, none of us is getting any younger. In a case of type 2 diabetes, it's helping to heal the pancreas to produce and release its most important hormone, insulin, and that's what it's supposed to be doing anyhow. Now, previously I started talking about animals, and we've got a couple of minutes left, so I'll go ahead and wrap up about animals. Now, to get dogs to drink the tea is really easy. All you have to do is replace their water in their bowl with the tea, and the dog will drink it regularly. And if by chance it doesn't, all you have to do is put 2 or 3 ice cubes in the tea, and the dog will think it's dessert. And by tomorrow, he'll be asking you for the tea. Dogs like it so much that one customer called up and he says, you know that dogs prefer your tea over water? And I says, well, I know they like it. I says, but why do you say that they prefer it over water? He says, well, I have 3 dogs, and one of my dogs is sick. And since I have multiple dogs, I have multiple water bowls. And I replaced that one bowl for the sick dog with the tea. And that bowl of tea was gone first every day, and not the water bowl. So since the dogs are the only ones using them, he says, I know that the dogs prefer the tea over water. So it's really easy to get the dogs to drink our tea. Now, we have a lot of cases with dogs. One time, a funny incident, a lady called in and says, I have a friend, and she has a Chihuahua, and she gave the Chihuahua the tea, and it no longer sheds hair anymore. Now, since I have a Chihuahua, she gave the tea to me, and now my dog doesn't shed hair anymore. So I asked her if Chihuahuas shed a lot of hair, and she says, oh yeah, they shed like crazy. About an hour later, a customer calls from Texas, and I told her the Chihuahua story, that I learned something about my own tea. And she says to me, you didn't know that? I go, no. I says, I've got a Siberian Husky, I don't know anything about Chihuahuas. Anyway, she continues, I've been a customer of yours for over 4 years now, and before I started drinking your tea, I used to lose a lot of hair. My hair is long, and he says, when I used to brush my long hair or shower, she says, since I started drinking your tea, I hardly lose any hair at all, and my fingernails are hard like concrete.
Tahibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea helps build red corpuscles in the blood which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer dies in oxygen. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TaheeboTeaClub.com. Tahebo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TaheeboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TaheeboTeaClub.com. Tahebo Tea Club's original Pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on. As a result, it naturally has antifungal, anti-infection, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. So the tea is great for healthy people because it helps build the immune system, and it can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. The tea is also organic and naturally caffeine-free. A 1-pound package of tea is $49.95, which includes shipping. To order, please visit TaheeboTeaClub.com. Tahebo is spelled T like Tom, A-H-E-E-B like boy, O, then continue with the word tea and then the word club. The complete website is TaheeboTeaClub.com or call us at 818-610-8088, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. California time. That's 818-610-8088, TaheeboTeaClub.com.
Now, this next segment is a segment with live listener call-ins from previous shows, and you'll be hearing their questions, their successes, and their experiences with Tahebo tea. So please do give us a call and let us know how the tea works for you. Thank you.
Back your tea.